Today, we're diving into a topic I see so many moms struggle with: how to organize your work calendar so you're in control of your work days. Because let's be real, if you've ever felt like your calendar is running you instead of the other way around, you are so not alone. I see you, mama. You've got the meetings stacked back to back, a to do list that somehow grows overnight. And oh, yeah, you're also trying to be present with your family. And if you're lucky, maybe squeeze in 5 minutes for yourself. But here's the good news: you have more control than you think. And it really starts with how you manage your time, specifically, how you manage your calendar. Today, I'm sharing my practical tips to help you take back those reins, set boundaries, protect your priorities, and really create a calendar that supports the life you want to live, that supports your days so you can shut down that computer, so you can set those boundaries, get home at a decent time, or if you work from home, close those computers and just be present with your family. But before we jump in, can we talk about mornings for a second? Because one of the most powerful ways to get control of your day actually starts before your work calendar kicks in. Yep, I'm talking about your morning routine. If your mornings are feeling rushed, chaotic, or just plain non existent, you are going to absolutely love my Mornings Made Simple workshop. It's designed specifically for busy, ambitious moms like you who want to start their day with more intention and way less overwhelm. And my cart's opening very soon. So if you're listening to this in real time, keep an eye out. And if you're tuning in after April, no worries. The workshop will be available on my website and ready when you are. Just check the link in the show notes to learn more and grab your spot today. All right, let's get into today's episode: how to finally take charge of your calendar and make space for what really matters. Step into it. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work, and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first, because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. I ask all the time how I juggle so much, how I stay productive and still manage to keep work-life balance front and center. And the truth is, I'm basically a time management SME. That's corporate speak for subject matter expert. But my not so secret weapon, my Outlook calendar. It's not just for meetings. It's literally my command center for my entire workday, my work week, and my month. And in today's episode, I'm sharing my best calendar strategies to help you organize your time, boost your productivity, and feel more in control at work. So let's dive in. First and foremost, and this is not just at work, this is in your day-to-day life, time block your day. Time blocking can be a serious game changer. Instead of letting your calendar fill up with random meetings and tasks, block time for your priorities first. And here's what that might look like. Block the first half hour to hour of your day for focus time to get yourself set up for the day, to check your emails to see what you might have missed from the day before and if anything major actions. And most importantly, and this is what I do with my overall day too, I plan what my priorities are for my workday in this space too. Then you're going to block some time to actually check your emails. It's obviously okay to check and respond to emails throughout the day, but if you find that you're constantly getting distracted by your emails and you can't get any practical work done because as soon as you start working on something, you see an email pop up and you're going to your emails, start blocking out specific times to check your emails during the day. That way you can focus on whatever else you're doing without thinking about your emails, because you know you have time set later on in the day to jump in and tackle them. Then you're going to block some time for task batching. This is when you group similar activities together. Task batching really saves you from switching gears constantly, which can be a serious energy drain. For example, dedicate a block of time to make phone calls, another for team follow-ups, another for brainstorming. My previous role involved a lot of strategy, and I would really get my best ideas going on walks. And I feel like there is this idea that if you work from home, that you should be glued to your computer all day. And I feel the pressure a bit in my new role. Like if I'm sitting at my desk and I'm not touching my computer and my team status goes to yellow, which for those that don't use Microsoft Teams, it means you're away from your desk when your little bubble turns yellow. And you don't want people to think you're not working, but it's also not healthy to be sitting and staring at a computer all day. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Get up, move around, give yourself a break from screens. And honestly, If I can make calls from my cell phone and walk around instead of standing on my computer, that's what I'm going to do because it also gives myself those breaks. Next, block out time to do actual tactical work. Like if you have a project to do or a report to do, block time out. Just like you would schedule a meeting, you don't have to invite anyone to the actual meeting request. Just set it up like you would and label it with whatever you're going to be working on. Or if you have a big to-do list, you can block time and just label it to-dos. And you know you have to refer back to wherever it is that you track your to-dos. Next, you're going to block out time for your end of day routine. So I block the last half hour of my day to close out my day, respond to those last few emails, check my calendar for tomorrow to see if there's anything I need to get ready for or any time blocks that I need to adjust. Even if it's just 30 minutes to work on a high priority task without interruptions. This is secret time. So mark it as busy and stick to it like glue. Having the last half hour really lets you have an end of day routine that helps get your mindset ready to close out work, set that boundary, and just change your mindset for your family. On Fridays, I actually block out the last full hour of work because I also use that time block to look at the following week, what meetings I have, what deliverables I have, and really set up whatever time blocks I can for the following week. Even though I do review them every day, but I try to do a rough time block on Fridays. And last but not least, I'm sure I'll talk about time blocking later, but you're going to block out meeting buffers and prep time. So if you have a meeting that always runs over, or if you have a meeting that you know you have to prep something for, block out some buffer time and prep time on your calendar. So if I'm hosting a meeting, I make sure I block time before the meeting to make sure I'm fully prepared that whatever I'm presenting is good to go. My tech is working right because it always seems when I have to present something that my sound is off, or my lighting's off, or my double monitor isn't working. And if you have a meeting that usually runs late, which my manager, I love to have time with her. Our one-on-one, they're only a half hour, but I like to buffer an extra half hour after a meeting in case she has the time and I have a bunch of questions for her. So that works out really well. Time blocking is all about taking control of your day instead of your day taking control of you. And I will say this, be flexible with your time blocks. If people need to set up meetings and your calendar is blocked, let them know that you have some flexibility to move things around. Communication is key. Number 2, map out time for deliverables. Whether it's a weekly or monthly report or a big one-time project, make sure you're blocking out time. See, we're back to the time blocks. I'm blocking out time to actually work on it. And don't just block the time on the day it's due. Don't wait until the last minute to work on it because stuff happens. Give yourself as much time before the due date as you can. That way, you don't feel rushed and the pressure is off, especially if you have a big project you're working on. Try to guesstimate how much time the project is actually going to take you to complete and make sure you're blocking out time on your calendar to work on it. Schedule it like you would schedule a meeting and label whatever that project is. And if there are parts of the project that require information or outputs from other people, then make sure you're building in time to get what you need from those people. And also make sure you're giving them enough notice to work on their part too. Bringing it back to yesterday's quote, work planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on theirs. You wouldn't want someone reaching out to you telling you that they needed something from you ASAP, where you now have to drop everything you had planned for your workday and then to only find out that they knew about it for a little bit and waited till the last minute to ask you for it. So be considerate. Number 3, color code your meetings and time blocks. If you haven't used the color coding on your calendar, you're really missing out on a super simple way to make your day feel way more organized. You can come up with whatever color coding works for you. In my previous role, I had a different color for every client. It would really help my brain switch gears on what info I had to pull from for every meeting. In my new role, I only have one client, so it took me a few months to figure out how to adjust my color coding. And I landed on a color coding by meeting types. So these are the categories that I use. I have one color for internal meetings that are a larger group. I have one color that are for internal meetings that are just one-on-one. I have a different color for a meeting that I'm actually running, a different color for a meeting that one of my clients is going to attend, another color for a corporate meeting that's usually a much larger meeting where I don't have to be on camera, and then a color for focus time. This color coding gives me a visual roadmap of my day, and it really allows me to look at my calendar and know what type of energy I need to bring to each block, how I need to mentally prepare, where I might have flexibility. Like if it's my meeting I'm running or a one-on-one, I know I can probably move those around first if people need to schedule things with me. I also know that if it's a larger meeting, I might be able to sneak in a snack because I might not have to be on camera, but color coding is totally a personal thing. So try looking at your calendar the next time you're at work and see if there are certain categories that work for you. Maybe you meet with different departments and it makes sense to color code by department meetings. But regardless of what you choose, you definitely need a category for your personal time where you're focusing and doing actual tactical work. Number 4, set reminders for yourself. I forget a lot of things. I'm huge on setting reminders for myself. If you need to send something on a certain date or follow up with someone on a certain date, set a reminder on your calendar to do so. One of the things I have to do for work is I manage our insurance certificate for the client, and each of our policies have different expiration dates. So I literally have reminders set up on my calendar for each policy on their expiration date to ensure that I get an updated policy and send it to the client on the day that it expires. It's things like that that I don't want to think about, that I just put them on the calendar. It's out of my head. I know that the reminder will pop up when I need to think about it. And I never miss a deadline because it's there. And in the meeting invite, I put any of the email addresses that I need to send an email to, the links I need to request or pull information from. So that way I'm not wasting time looking for things. So whatever that makes sense for you in your job, if you have to pull a report or data from somewhere at specific dates, put that as a reminder in your calendar, and in the meeting invite, whatever links that you need to pull that report from, and you're all set. And if it's a reoccurring meeting, you just have to set it up for reoccurring, and then you don't have to think about it until the reminder pops up. Number 5, set boundaries and protect your time. Now, let's get real about boundaries, because if we don't protect our time, no one else will. Here's how I set some gentle but firm boundaries using my calendar. First, I say no to unnecessary meetings. If your meeting doesn't need your input, or it could be an email or a Teams ping, politely decline. Your time is your currency and it's very valuable. I highly recommend the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown. My life coach suggested that book to me, and that book led me to listening to his podcast. And that is the major breadcrumb that led me to my podcasting journey. But in the book, he talks through how to cut out the things that are not essential to you doing your job and doing it well, so that you free up your time and, most importantly, your energy to focus on the things that really move the needle. I'll link the book in the show notes, but I highly recommend it. I've actually given it as a gift a couple of times. Love that book. Next, block personal time, whether it's a lunch break, time to pick up your kids, or a 10-minute meditation, or going for a mental mile walk, which I highly recommend. Put it on your calendar. Mark it as busy and treat it like any other important meeting. I did forget to mention in time blocking, but I do block out the time that I have to pick the kids up from school. It doesn't mean that I won't attend the meeting during that time, but there's less of a chance that someone will book a meeting during that time if I have it blocked. But if they do, I usually give them a heads up that I'll be taking the call from my car and won't be on camera. And if your days are really meeting heavy and you find that hours are flying by and before you know it, you haven't gotten up to eat or to go to the bathroom, then you really need to block time out in your calendar to take mini breaks and eat and use the restroom and just get your body moving. And because I'm totally honest on the show, the cellulite on my legs have gotten so much worse over the past years. And after doing a bit of research on why and how to address it, sitting at your desk all day actually makes it so much worse. So get off your butts, get your blood circulating. And if you work from home, get one of those walking pads. Mother's Day is coming up. It's the perfect thing to ask for. It's what I'm asking for. But anyway, total tangent. And while boundaries are very important, you do need to be a little flexible with your calendar to meet the needs of your business. It's totally okay to block time to get actual work done so you can meet deadlines. So if someone is looking to book a meeting with you, look at those times that you can adjust. But if you really do need to work on something to meet a deadline, communicate it with that person. Ask if they can be flexible, that you have to get a deliverable done, and give them a few options of when you're available or can move things around in your schedule to accommodate when you're free. Communication is absolutely key. And last but not least, number 5, sync and simplify. Most companies have some sort of technology now that allows you to sync to a task management system like Microsoft To-Dos, Asana, Trello, MeisterTask to track tasks and deadlines. Having everything in one place will really reduce stress and keep you on top of your priorities. Or if you manage a team and have multiple people working on a project, tools like this can really up your efficiency game, and it gives you that aerial view to allow you to check in on where everyone's at with everything with each project. And if you don't know how to use the tools, check if your company has training, or check out LinkedIn Learning, or even just YouTube it. And my advice, start small. You don't have to overhaul your calendar in one sitting. Some easy things to start with could be maybe take 15 minutes to look at your calendar and block time for your priorities, focus time, personal time, a little buffer where you might need it, or assign colors to your meetings and tasks to create that visual roadmap we talked about. But most importantly, I want to see you set at least one boundary. Maybe it's declining a meeting, or maybe it's protecting your lunch break, whatever feels like it is the biggest win for you. Then I want you to watch how those small changes really ripple into your entire week. You're going to feel more in control. You're going to feel less overwhelmed. You're going to feel better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. That's it for today, mamas. Remember, your calendar isn't just a list of meetings and tasks. It's a reflection of your priorities. When you organize it with intention, you're creating the space for what truly matters, your goals, your family, but most importantly, yourself. If you love this episode, share it with another mom who could use a little calendar clarity too. I'd love to hear what changes you're making to your calendar this week. You can DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or head on over to our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms, and maybe you'll motivate another mama just like you. Until next time, keep striving for progress, not perfection. You've got this. Sending you so much love and light. Until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.